Bienvenidos a Zona Kite, el primer programa de TV dedicado al universo del kitesurf. En Kite en primera persona, conocemos la historia de Israel Hill y Christian Swerz sobre cómo transformar el miedo en acción. En Viajando con el Viento, les mostramos la primera parte del documental A Boy's Journey. En Kite School, aprendemos cómo hacer un ollie en una tabla sin straps con la Duotone Kiteboarding Academy. En el clip del día, veremos la segunda parte de Death of Park. Llegó la hora de entrar en la zona donde volar es posible. Esto es Zona Kite. Quell es un cortometraje que tiene como objetivo mostrarnos la visión y mentalidad de un atleta profesional, ayudar a transformar el miedo en acción y crear conciencia sobre el kitesurf y la apnea como deportes de rápido crecimiento en Bonaire.
Focus with precision. That's what I've always told myself. Growing up in the Caribbean Sea, on the island of Bonaire, an ocean people island. Most of us are taught that the ocean is bad. They say, don't go to the ocean, it's dangerous. I never quite understood society's way of education. Everything is dangerous, but danger is all about control. I've always believed that you can't fall back on anything, you just move forward. I believe that understanding the self is about conquering your own meaning of fear, the worry to be inadequate. To conquer my fear, I had to flip the switch. I realized that life is about believing in the power that lies within us. Don't worry, simply act according to things that bring pleasure to your own definition of happiness. Happiness equals understanding the self. The self is about controlling my natural surroundings. Find elements that stop time for you. Harness those elements like an artist uses his brush. As an ocean man, my brush became harnessing water, wind, and land. The wind can be brutal, but my move forward motto has always kept me going. The power to exceed what is known as limitations. No matter the fall, progress is in sight. Land is about trusting what you've learned with water and wind. With the spice of adrenaline, you're able to produce enough confidence to trust your body and apply all elements to produce spectacular things. My goal has always been to ensure continuous connection with the self. Tuned in with Bonaire and my beloved almighty ocean. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest of the self that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
En julio de 2020, Bobo Gallagher, de 11 años, se dispuso a cruzar el canal Alenuya, ubicado en el estado de Hawái, usando tan solo un wingfoil. Con la ayuda de su familia y una gran comunidad de amigos, muchos de los cuales son reconocidos deportistas hawaianos, se convirtió en la persona más joven en cruzar el canal en una embarcación individual, y también en la primera persona en hacerlo con un wingfoil.
Let the ocean tell you it's okay to go. And then it becomes a spiritual journey. And then you begin to feel the mana of the spirit, the power of the Alenuya. Bobo will feel the experience. He'll become very intimate with who she is. That's when he'll begin to have fun and smile and realize this is attainable.
Often, ideas don't begin at a single point. They are created from several moments, conversations, and points of intersection. Crossing the Alenuya began with a boy, a wing, and an idea. The boy is Bobo.
Sheesh, he's barely 5 feet. Who at 11 years old would try and take on a challenge of that size? That says a lot about not only his courage, but it says a lot about his his love for the ocean.
Bobo's a fearless little guy, so I think he's going to be just fine. Bobo is more than ready to go out on this channel. I mean, I've ridden with him a bunch, and just to see his confidence.
He's taking his training really serious for this. The talent that this kid has and his read of the ocean is phenomenal.
It feels more important to Bobo for him to be called a waterman than a surfer.
I think the cool thing about Bobo is that he's just super motivated all the time. Like he's just drawn to these sports and wants to spend as much time on the water as possible. And at his age and with what he wants to accomplish, that's exactly what he should be doing. I just love to see him having fun and going out and, screaming at each other on the water and laughing.
I think that a lot of times what gets lost is that Bobo is still just a kid.
I don't think I'm more unique than anybody else, but I believe that we are all unique in our own way.
The craft is a wing.
I think the wing is a huge advantage because the wing is powered by the wind, and when there's wind, there's waves, and you can ride swells, and it's an incredible tool to harness the wind and make up long miles in short time.
So a couple of years ago, I was downwind hydrofoiling, and my left shoulder started getting sore, and I didn't want to be on the sidelines all summer. So I thought maybe an inflatable wing would get me up and going, so I wouldn't have to paddle so much. What I found throughout the last 40 years is if I like to do something on the water, there's usually a bunch of other people that like to do it as well. One of the really interesting things about the history of the wind sports is the way one development leads to the next development. And so while hydrofoils have been around for a long time, when Alex Aguirre started making big hydrofoils that allowed you to paddle into waves, that was a step forward. And then that is what precipitated the rise of the handheld wing for on-water stuff. They didn't really work without hydrofoils. The thing I find most enjoyable to see with winging is I can go down to the harbor and see a bunch of kids doing it.
But I think for a crossing like that, just choosing gear that you're really comfortable with is more important than having like the perfect crossing, specific gear. I think just being comfortable and being able to be on your gear for hours at a time and not get tired, that's really the key.
For the crossing, I used the duotone Daytona, and that was my fast foil. I didn't switch to any other foil. Like, if I were to overfoil, it reconnects with the water really well.
The Daytona hydrofoil he was on, the fact that that is fast and it has low drag.
The duotone Echo is the most high performance wing out there if you're looking for a good free ride wing, and also if you want to get going really fast. Duotone has been amazing with supplying me with good equipment that also fits my size. I practiced with various sizes of wings, but there was no way I could know what the conditions would be like on the day of the crossing. I ended up using a 3.3 Echo, and Ken made me a custom boom for my smaller hands. It sure helps with the calluses. I also learned a lot about how to go faster on my downwind runs from Ken. For the crossing, I was using the Fanatic Skywing. That's a really great board. Sky has been super patient with me and shaping my custom boards that fit my size and making me go high and fast.
The goal was to cross the channel.
The Ala Nui Aha is the most feared. It's considered the most dangerous channel in the Hawaiian Islands. Our predominant wind always comes out of the east. So you have the Big Island, you have Haleakala.
What makes this channel crossing more challenging than others is you're really exposed to the strongest winds of all the channels in the entire state.
It's a big rolling seas that turns into a breaking wave. You say the word Ala Nui Aha. It's like you look back and you go, aha, because you see that wave that's coming, that's just about to nip you in the back.
To know that these mountains are going deep, deep, deep into the ocean. You're in a deep, dark channel. If you fall in the water and you look down, it's just blue, and you think there's sea monsters under there for sure.
That channel, things just seem to be a little bit stronger, a little bit more powerful, and can be a little bit more deceiving. Can be unforgiving.
You're out there that you lose sight of the boat, and it could be 50 feet away from you, but in that moment, you feel alone in the ocean.
Back in the old days, that's how you actually gained reputation of being a waterman, is, doing things in that channel.
Going farther away from land than you've ever been.
Currents that have a profound effect on that channel.
This crossing on the Ala Nui Aha is pretty difficult because it's an unpredictable channel. I mean, These other channels are pretty predictable.
It's what makes it so amazing that when you do it, you've done something that was, amazing and very few people have done.
El ollie es tu primer paso hacia los saltos en el mundo sin straps. No hay mucho movimiento con el kite, excepto por enviarlo hacia arriba antes de despegar y redirigirlo nuevamente hacia abajo para el aterrizaje. El foco principal está en la tabla y en tus pies. Comenzá al orzar una pequeña curva en dirección upwind y pateando con el talón de tu pie trasero hacia adentro del agua. Ahora llega uno de los puntos clave. Mientras estés pateando la cola de la tabla hacia adentro del agua, cambia el peso de los talones hacia los dedos de ambos pies. Esto levantará el borde de la tabla que apunta hacia el viento, lo cual es esencial para la mayoría de los saltos con tu tabla sin straps. Cuando el borde del lado del viento es más alto, el viento presiona la tabla hacia tus pies. La segunda cosa que ayuda a no perder contacto con la tabla es el hecho de que la punta de la tabla está apuntando hacia el viento y que esté más alta que la cola de la tabla. Para llegar a esta posición, es importante que dobles tu rodilla frontal rápidamente durante el despegue. Luego del despegue, usa los dedos de tu pie trasero para tirar la cola de tu tabla hacia arriba y hacia el viento. Direccionar la cola de la tabla en dirección upwind girará la punta en dirección downwind. Esto es exactamente lo que querés. Orzá en dirección upwind para despegar, gira durante el salto y aterriza en dirección downwind. Finalmente, para el aterrizaje, trata de cambiar el peso de tu cuerpo ligeramente hacia tu pie delantero. Repasemos los elementos clave. Durante el despegue, cambia tu peso desde los talones hacia los dedos para el borde upwind de la tabla más alto. Luego de despegar, usa los dedos de tu pie trasero para dirigir la cola de tu tabla hacia arriba y en contra del viento. Gira en dirección downwind y cambia tu peso hacia el pie frontal para aterrizar. Disfruta de tu aventura con Zona Kite Boarding Academy. Hoy en el clip del día, les traemos la segunda parte de Death of Park, el documental filmado por Noé Font durante su viaje en la temporada 2019 de la Kite Park League, a través de Cape Hatteras hasta las aguas de Hood River. Zona Kite es tu zona. Vos también sos protagonista de nuestro programa. Suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube y entérate de todo lo que pasa en el mundo del kitesurf. Los esperamos en la próxima edición de Zona Kite.